Welcome back, y'all, to LooneyCraft. As you can see, we are already starting off in a time lapse as I'm getting the second tower in. Now, I will say it took me a while to get the materials for this as all my stuff depleted, so I needed to go to Lococoma's XP farm, and I may have lost my mind a little bit. Hello, Mr. Zombie. Don't mind me. I'm just filling up XP. Let me tell you a story. There once was a man who fell in love with a witch. She turned him into an owl to save him. And then he got on a pirate ship. And now he is here, pretending he knows what he's doing, trying to save a server from its undoing. I don't know how to storytell. Okay, bye! Yeah, unfortunately, that is probably going to be the only story elements of today's episode. We do have a lot planned to do, but yeah, I am trying to let everyone else catch up before I continue trying to make story parts. So, yeah. Okay, the towers are up, and that leaves us with just one large gate to put up here. But before we can do that, I need to build a bridge that goes across. And before I can do that, I need to make this look like a natural pond. As you can see, I have attempted to put some mud at the bottom, but I need to work on the shape. But we're not doing that today. Today, we are actually going to work on something I kind of pointed out earlier, and that is XP. So this was supposed to be our original XP farm. Let the cactus grow, cooked up in here, and then it would go in here as dye, and then we could break this and we get the XP from that. And then we discovered that we had... Ooh, we have a friend here. Not really a friend, but... hold on. Okay, he's gone. Alright, so as I was saying, we found that we could create this with our mod. Oh, hold on, I still have that on. Yeah, so this allows us to get levels. We withdraw the levels and it replenishes our stuff, which is mostly what I need XP for at this point, is that I keep burning through my stuff, especially trying to terraform. I can't even see it from here. This mountain over here. So with that said, I think we're going to make a mixture of both, in which we use the cactus to fuel the XP trash cans, recycling bins, and we're gonna finally build a silo with all the cactus that I can get and put it up high in the sky and allow it to basically make all the XP down below. By the way, I don't mean that I'm gonna put the silo in the sky. I mean it's the... you get what I mean. Okay, welcome to my creative world again. So I built the redstone, or modded redstone, I guess you would say, into this so I could actually figure out what I'm doing before we put it on the server. As again, I'm not really a redstone person, and this is probably why it's pretty simple. It's very simple actually. So essentially, this will go underneath our cactus farm, and it will drop into this minecart. That minecart will go across these chests here so that it will distribute it better. And it will go back and forth and fill up those. And down below is where we'll have our actual recycling bins. And then of course we have the generators to run those. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this is because this can actually be done without mods. But it's a little more complicated. All you are doing is replacing these with I lost my words. What's it called? The furnaces. Yeah, so you replace these with furnaces, which does mean you'd mainly have to come in here and place in the coal so that they're constantly working, the same way that we're gonna end up having to do for this. I'm probably gonna end up building another bamboo furnace farm. But yeah, for now, I've just got coal in here. That's what charges these, which charges these, so that you can get the XP and whatnot. But yeah, you just replace these with furnaces, and that would allow you to break them and then replace them so that you can get the XP from it. But yeah, so we're gonna build this underground. And hold on. Okay, my thought is that we will put this over here, probably a little further back, because obviously this line pretty much follows along with our storage system. And so I'm thinking we're going to build a little corridor off to the side in which we can access the XP farm below, and then we'll have the silo just coming up above. Now I do got to figure out where this is within the storage system, but I do have a line that is down below already, pretty much all the way down to the very end of where the castle will go. So at least some of my work's already done for me, but I do got to figure out where this lines up. Yeah, this entire row will end up being a full out storage system by the end of the season. I just have to slowly make my way down that. But yeah. Okay, so the cactus XP farm is officially done and running. I didn't show the end bits of the time lapse because I had to go back and fix things. The thing is that when you build this in a creative world separate from the actual tower itself, you have to get a little bit of workaround. In fact, I don't even know why I walked away, because I had to figure out a good place to put the daylight sensor, which now that I think about it might not be. Well, it should still keep this on. Yeah, so we had to move some stuff around so that I could get the daylight sensor in there. Also, for some reason, some of the things didn't load correctly from the schematic, so I had to go in and manually put those in without using the easy place mode, which definitely makes life a lot easier. And yeah, as you can see, we also did dig a good portion of this, but obviously it doesn't match to the heights of everything that's in here, so we will have to go through and change this when we get around to it. I will say putting the XP farm down here, it complicates things a little bit when it comes to our storage system, but we'll get back to that at a later time. Now, it does sound like that turned on, which it's not supposed to be on if it's still daytime. So that's a little concerning. So yeah, this is pretty much how it works. The cactus fall into this hopper system, and they go into the minecart. The minecart goes across all these chests and distributes these kind of evenly. So far it looks like this is doing really well. I do know sometimes that minecarts can be a bit wonky when it comes to that. Oh, maybe it is nighttime. So if that's the case, then yep, that'll start because this day. So basically all day it will collect through the system and go into this chest, and then at night it'll turn on and it will distribute into all this. Now I haven't actually turned these on. My idea is that we will let these kind of just continue to grow, and when I do need it, then they'll start to do what they need to do. Or if it comes full and I come in here and check and it's full, then we'll turn it on. But yeah, to save from burning through all of the coal, we're going to keep these off. And yeah, so that is our XP farm. Now, the other plans I have for today is that we are actually going to do a little more planning for the base. And I don't mean the castle, I meant the city itself, because we don't really... We did a lot of planning on the castle with that, all the dirt, and I really like that. But I feel like now that we've got some plans up for the castle, we should probably start figuring out where things are going to go for the rest of the town. Like, obviously this is getting torn down. I do think I'm going to change this farm up again. I will probably do that off screen because I know we've moved the farm twice now. But this takes up a large portion of space, and with this being a city, I kind of want things to be a little more crammed together. So my thought is to actually put it on top of the barn itself. And so where this line is, we'll actually make a floor. But we'll keep the animals here. But yeah, everything else, I'm going to see if I can shift upward. But yeah, so let me go ahead, take a moment to gather some probably dirt and cobblestone for the planning process, and we will figure out where everything goes. Okay, so let's start with one of those things that I've been thinking about for a while. Ever since we built this bridge, I really want to add more going over the city. In fact, I had the idea of, which I have to figure out how to get around with these stairs because I feel like I'm going to end up bumping my head and not being able to get up them. But I want to break this and go across into the nether portal building. And that unfortunately means that I'm going to have to change this a bit, because my idea is that we'll still have this tower here, but we'll get rid of this roof, and this will be kind of a second floor balcony, and I want another bridge to go across over here where we're going to build our restaurant. Now the restaurant, I do believe, is going to be a lot larger now because I actually want it to function as a full restaurant, and so it will probably actually go out a little more like this. As to if this is the exact size, I don't know. I have to plan these out in creative for me to get the right measurements and whatnot. But it will come out this way, and you'll have a bridge that goes across. The top floor will be the restaurant, while the bottom floor will actually be the kitchen. So that will be that, and then I still gotta tear this down. But we have plans to do things for villagers. So like with the library, all I want in the library is librarians. So if we come over here, you can see all this is for the librarians in here. You have a station for each of them, and then bookshelves for when I collect those books, they will go in there. And I want to do kind of the same thing for all the different villagers. So when I finally get to moving villagers, I'm not gonna lie, I am procrastinating that so much right now. But yeah, we'll have the villagers in each one for a different thing. So obviously with the apothecary, I said it first try. We'll have the, I actually don't know what this is called. I think, is this a cleric that sits in with the brewing stand? I believe so, yeah. So we'll have the cleric in here. And up the stairs will be storage for the things we collect from him. That's why we built it so tall, so I could store new things. I'll also probably have my own brewing stand here to do my own sort of alchemy, I guess. I don't really know what you would call it. Brewing. But yeah, so that will be for the cleric, and then the kitchen will have some sort of villager that has food. Might be a farmer, might be something else. I haven't decided yet. But so yeah, that will go there. I want to do one for the blacksmith. With the blacksmiths, I want to put back here, which, yeah, they are technically still in that mountain room back there. But so this is, well, this has been my entry to my cave for the longest time. And I feel like we don't really showcase us mining and stuff. I have done a bit of mining. If you go back to the time lapse of this episode, you'll know that there is a very large strip mine down here. There's actually two. So there's this one over here, which yeah, it goes quite a ways. But the one that goes even further is way over here. And it goes quite a while. But yeah, so I want to build a building around the entrance to the mine. I want it to kind of give a sort of aesthetic of a mine shaft, but at the same time, I have this kind of cartoony design to like put like a pickaxe that's going at a diagonal up from it. Hold on, there is a very quick way to get out of here. And you stand here, look over there, and you go. So yeah, that is the plan for the mine shaft. The other thing is I want to build a building right here in this corner. I don't like this open gap between here. So I want to build a sort of tall, not too wide of a building. And this is more of a story aspect building. But I want to build a building dedicated to our sort of detective personality that we've kind of created throughout the year. Also, I realized earlier I said season. Hopefully I don't get fired for that. But yeah, so I want to build a tall tower for like a detective agency right there. And then we still have to build buildings around our two sort of redstone structures. So obviously the furnace and the iron farm. I think the thing is I've been procrastinating the iron farm a bit because there are certain rules when it comes to iron farms about building around them. That is why all this is path blocks, because if anything can spawn, then it ruins this iron farm. So I have to be very careful with it. But yeah, I want this road to go down here and continue this way. And we're going to build a little bit more industrial type things going back towards the woods or swamp. But yeah, problem is I had to figure out how the floor is going to go. Like, we've slowly brought this down. But in order for me to plan these stuff out, I need to, one, figure out how I'm building the redstone, and then two, figure out where they're going to go in here and what the buildings are going to look like around it. But yeah, so the thing about the planning is that it's going to be very rough planning right now because, well, truthfully, I don't entirely know what else to do. We have a farm, we have XP, I have a storage system that goes all the way down here. And technically I have most things. And the other thing is most of the villager stuff I do plan on putting up here. I just have to still level out this mountain. I will be very honest with y'all, it has been a very busy week personally. So I've not really been getting on. In fact, most of this episode, except for the 3 minutes building this at the beginning, has all been done in one day because I am actually on a crunch. My video needs to be uploaded tomorrow. And yeah. So yeah, that's as much unfortunate planning as I can do, but I did want to tell you what the idea was coming forward. Oh, also, we are going to eventually build a wall around this entire city. But again, I gotta figure out where the expanse of the city is going. Okay, and we jump back into the creative world because I'm going to show you the other thing that I'm working on for the base, but I don't know where I'm putting it yet. So I had 2 options. There's this one right here, and there's this over here. I was going to build a wood farm, and I had 2 ways of doing this. So the first was this one, which is your standard wood farm, pushes it out, breaks everything down, normally done with TNT, but and the reason this one kind of works as well, because we have the tree chopping mod, I realized that you don't need the TNT to do this. You can just build good rows and break it all at once. The problem with this one is the picking up system, it doesn't pick everything up that well because it's such a large amount. Now I have also tried doing this where they're two separate, but the problem is you get gaps where it doesn't pick things up. But yeah, so this one it literally is more for the picking up system that I'm having an issue with. And then this one over here, with every single tutorial I've seen online, this is for some reason not working because there's certain bits that aren't working with the new update, despite the fact that most of these tutorials say they do. So I've been struggling with this, but the essential idea is your standard sort of tree farm where you put one sapling here and it gets pushed when it grows, it goes down the line, and then it's supposed to come out. But I'm having a problem getting it to all come out, as you can see. So yeah, and one last very final thing. I cannot stress enough how much I despise this building, but I have no idea how to change it right now. When I do, it is going to be the first thing that goes. The moment I figure it out, it's gone, because I hate this. But anywho, like I said, I don't have a lot of time. I need to get this video done, so I do apologize. This might be a little bit shorter of a normal video. But yeah, I don't have any more time to do this. So I will catch y'all next week. Hopefully things will be back to normal and we will get a nice long video, and hopefully we'll get some more story stuff coming this way. Unfortunately, it seems like a lot of us actually have been really busy this week with personal life, and yeah, I hope y'all can't be bad about that, but I hope you enjoyed this video anyways. I will catch y'all next week. Bye.